What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. As usual, I'm going to give you guys 5 plays that I'm liking on this main slate, one for each position. We have just 6 games, definitely more of a smaller main slate. We're used to seeing, 7 to 10 games, but, still a moderate slate here with a couple questionable guys. Kyrie Irving's questionable, and then the Timberwolves, their usual guys, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert. I'm going to assume Gobert plays because he's played like 10 straight games when he's questionable. And then Anthony Edwards, came out of the walk-in boot, but I can't imagine that they push him too quickly because, they are the Timberwolves. They don't really have much to play for. And he is their future. So I'm going to lean more towards him being out tonight, but, who knows? Give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's start this week off on a strong note. We have MLB starting in just over a week and a half, a week from Thursday. So getting excited for that. We're going to have so much to look forward to, especially rolling into the NBA playoffs. But we're going to have to dog it out here in these last couple of weeks in the NBA regular season. While there can be some ugly slates, JPP has done well over the weekend, but that's about it. We've had some ugly plays, like Kenyon Martin Jr. was, on both days was on my radar, played shitty. Definitely not going to pick Rockets tonight because, they're pissing me off. But then, with these risky guys, at the end of the year here, it doesn't mean we can't, have a huge night because they are risky, but at the same time, they have a lot of upside. So let's continue to, play every main slate and stick to our research. Point guard Tyus Jones is, just too cheap. He can't be under 7,000 with John Morant out. 6,600 is a more than fair price on him. He needs 33 fantasy points to hit value. He's done that easily in the last 2 games. He's going to play 30-plus minutes. The matchup isn't great against the Mavericks. But, Doncic is not looking like he's going to play again tonight. Kyrie is questionable. So, even if Kyrie plays, the Mavs, without Doncic on the floor, they're a completely different team. I do think the Grizzlies at home should put up plenty of points here. And Tyus Jones being the main ball handler here should have plenty of opportunities to get over 30 fantasy points. He is a lock and load kind of play at point guard tonight. Shooting guard, we're going to, lock up Desmond Bane as well. This pairing has been very popular over the last few slates. Tyus Jones and Desmond Bane. You can't go wrong with either guy with John Morant off the court. Jaren Jackson's also questionable tonight, so that could open up some extra minutes. Santi Aldama would look great. But Bane at 8,000, he's going to play 30-plus minutes, and he, like Tyus Jones, the ball is going to be in his hands a lot. It's really the Tyus Jones and Desmond Bane show on offense with John Morant out. Jaren Jackson is the defensive guy. He gets a ton of his stats through steals and blocks, looking like the defensive player of the year. On offense, it's Desmond Bane and Tyus Jones. So I think you want to lock both of these guys in on cash game lineups. Obviously, tournament teams can work too. But, if you want in a tournament to get away from ownership, you could definitely fade one or both of them. Small forward, the Jazz, about an hour before, maybe not even a half hour before I made this video, Lauri Markkanen got ruled out surprisingly. Jordan Clarkson's already out. The Jazz are going to be shorthanded at home in a great matchup against the Sacramento Kings. Hopefully this game doesn't turn into a blowout. The Kings being on the road here, I don't feel too worried about them blowing out the Jazz. Horton Tucker, 6,800. He's got an elevated price, but with no Jordan Clarkson and Lauri Markkanen, the ball's got to go somewhere. And, THT is going to be starting at guard, and he's going to have a great chance at playing over 30 minutes and getting over 30 fantasy points. He needs 34 fantasy points at that $6,800 price tag to hit value. He did that last game. Fell short in a tough matchup against Miami. getting only 25, but then before that, 38, 37, 58. So he's hit value in 4 out of his last 5 games with Markkanen on the court. So without Markkanen, the chances get only better for THT to hit his value. Even more usage. Again, the Jazz are without their 2 best offensive players in Jordan Clarkson and Markkanen. With this matchup against the Kings, we are going to want to certainly take advantage of this value over in Utah tonight. Power forward, going back to the Grizzlies, Xavier Tillman, 5,500. He was 6,000 a couple slates ago. Now he's down. He was 5,200 last slate and played really well. 32 minutes, 38 fantasy points. They have a matchup against the Mavericks where the risk here is that the Mavericks can, elect to not go so big. They do have Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber, but they don't necessarily need to run big. So Tillman, even though he might start, he might not play towards the end of this game. We can see him play 22 or 21 minutes. So there is risk there, but if he is on the court for over 25 minutes, he looks like a great value play because he is a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. But maybe more of a GBP play because there is risk involved. The Mavs don't play big. They have Christian Wood, but they hate giving him minutes. And then Dwight Powell, their starting center, isn't that big. They could easily put Jaren Jackson on him. Now, if Jaren Jackson is ruled out tonight, Xavier Tillman should be, a lock and load in 100% of lineups. But we definitely have to wait and see how things develop with Jaren Jackson. And then, if Jaren Jackson plays, Tillman should probably still start. But there is some risk involved. But he does have a good price at 5,500 if he can see 25 plus minutes. And then for center, I just realized I have 3 Grizzlies and 2 Jazz guys in this video. So I only went across 2 different teams, but it's because the value is there. Kelly Olynyk looks like an awesome play with no Lauri Markkanen out there tonight. He's going to play extra minutes, and then when he's on the court, obviously extra usage with no Markkanen. So we can expect Olynyk to play 30 to 32 minutes here tonight in a great matchup against the Kings. And at 5,800, he just needs to be a fantasy point per minute kind of guy, coming off of a great game at 35 fantasy points. He is a great cash game option tonight. His floor is extremely high. He's never going to get you below 20 fantasy points, as you can see in his game log. He needs value. So, with this extra usage going around for the Jazz tonight with no Clarkson and Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk looks like one of the better value plays across the entire slate here in the early afternoon at under 6,000. That'll do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you out. Give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. And let's have a great start to this week here on this Monday. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. Peace.